Abortion's worse than slavery.
Well,
I don't care if this hurts your feelings. I don't care. Abortion is the number one worst human rights issue that has ever happened on American soil.
So I know this is bad, but it gets worse. And I like to look at the aftermath, like of when people make the response videos, when people make responses. So we're going to look at their response to the backlash that they've been receiving.
60 million plus kids have been murdered since 1973 or have, been aborted since 1973. It's not a stretch to say that abortion is worse than slavery.
It is.
And I was like, wow, this guy's probably thinking about it critically.
Yeah. First, before I go into my argument, that response of I'm black. I can't believe you're saying that. I'm getting tons of comments about that. This is how dumb people are. People really think that
only black people have been enslaved.
That only black people
throughout history.
Guys.
Hold on.
Literally, probably the majority of human beings on Earth today, their ancestors owned slaves.
Right.
So then number one, that would be even worse. I mean, we've all heard of the transatlantic slave trade that affected multiple countries and that actually helped those countries come to economic power on the backs and the strengths of black people. Bringing them over, kidnapping them, self-deletion, pillaging, assaulting these African Americans, these Africans at the time, and creating a whole system based around keeping a group of people down. And let's not even talk about what this, and also I'm going to talk about this is not just over the span of 400 years. You're talking about a system that was created over 400 years, that was created from that transatlantic slave trade to Jim Crow, to segregation and things of that nature, to, that we barely got civil rights now as African Americans. So when you're talking about abortion, and we can always get into, I always denounce this shit because I can argue abortion and slavery in the same notion. There's no need to compare. There's no need to compare the tragedies. That's the problem with America as itself, is that you have everybody trying to argue against a tragedy and why something else is a tragedy to dismiss slavery. And that's the issue. You don't have to do that. So the fact that you even started off your podcast like this, you've been receiving all this backlash, is because you hilariously are arguing against slavery. So let's keep going.
Okay. So the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Mm-hmm. Listen to that order. The right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. What does abortion take away? It takes away the right to life. And do you think that our founding fathers just threw those words together willy-nilly, nonchalantly, without ever thinking about?
So number one, and I made this argument earlier today where we're getting away from the science. Like, apparently you motherfuckers are just ignoring science. And so let's argue her point. She says that, first of all, ma'am, when the founding fathers made that, we were still slaves. He wasn't talking to us. He wasn't talking to black people. I'm just letting you know that right now. Even if you believe that there were other slaves out there of other races and ethnicities, if you were a slave, he was not talking to you. Now, my other main problem with arguing abortion in totality is, again, you have grape victims, clearly. You have those victims of sexual assault and sexual attacks in which they are forced to now have those children. We look at that Ohio story. I know plenty of young girls that went to my high school and my middle school in which they were attacked, and they were then forced to have the children from that encounter. So, I don't understand what is, because we're arguing abortion as, okay, they're just getting rid of the kid. These techniques are also used to save the mother if something is happening with the child, if you save the mom or the child. You get what I'm saying? to remove deadly tumors and things of that nature. It is not just to get rid of the child, or just get rid of the child just because the mother does not want the child, which is clearly her right. And it's crazy that you're even arguing the right to life or anything like that, and you're not putting all that stuff into consideration. Again, also going back to the niggas were slaves when he stated that we were still in chains. So I just think you're insane right now.
Yeah.
And, well, how am I going to say that?
Pre-enlightenment.
Pre-enlightenment.
Yeah.
But the thing about slavery is that you still have a right to life.
Mm-hmm.
You are at least alive.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You are alive. Now,
Ma'am, what? 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 Okay. So, ma'am, they kidnapped those people. They beat them. They sexually attacked them. They put them in chains. You had Mandingo warriors. You had them put in zoos. They were beat up. They were tarred and feathered. They were not allowed to read and write. And if they were killed. They learned to read and write. They were seen as property. There were property tax on these people. This is revisionist history that we're listening to on this podcast. Revisionist history. You don't even have to be black to know the history of America when it comes to slavery and how they treated African Americans. And then they did so much to make us 3/5 of a human. They didn't even consider us human, ma'am. What life? Life on a plantation to pick cotton? Life on a life in Massa's house? Like, what are you talking about? You get what I'm saying? That don't make sense, ma'am. People were literally shipped to foreign lands from their homes in order to work in somebody else's house or somebody else's plantation, and they were killed or attacked for trying to leave. What are we talking about? This is such revisionist history. It's stupid. You're trying to say, slavery wasn't that bad. You know, they ain't do nothing crazy to y'all. But have you been a baby? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't get what it's so crazy that you're trying so hard to make this argument. And there's no argument. Like, there's no argument. And y'all went down this, and honestly, I just see it as y'all went down this hole. You realized you fucked up because you went down this hole. You thought you might have had some, like, CNN interview, I guess. Nobody gives a fuck, bro. I don't know why you made this fucking video.
That's going on right now, right here in this country. And you're going to say that's a really big stretch for you to call slavery. I don't know, student debt. I call that slavery.
you do? Why, though? They chose it.
Yeah, exactly. And now they're a slave to paying it back, thinking that they didn't do anything wrong. They're slave to their jobs. They don't put their family before having a job.
It's like, well,
Now, as much as I hate Sally Mae, that's still a dumb take. That's still a dumb take. I don't get what y'all talking about, man. This is why I love JT, the Pocket Watcher. He's on YouTube. JT Pocket Watcher. Go check out his channel. Where he's talking about student debt. And let's be honest, bro. You're not a slave to student debt. It will stay on your credit, but at the end of the day, you can pay the shit off. You can work out a settlement on your student debt. And if the point of actually getting student loans in order to go to school and things like that, the concept is that you go for a career that you can then pay that debt off of. You don't get fucking art therapy for $100,000 worth of student loans that don't make fucking sense. But maybe you might get, you might become a lawyer or a nurse or a doctor or an engineer, someone, or a teacher who has the benefit of having their loans paid off because they are teaching, or, you know what I mean? Or, businesses and things like that also take care of student debt. And yes, there are businesses that help people with their student debt, but of course these dumbasses don't know that. So they think that you are chained to your student debt. You can get rid of student debt. Again, until Sally Mae come in here with a whip and tell me to go work in the tax office for them, it's no comparison.
Up to you.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you want to start off with something? I guess concerning the both of us.
I guess which.
Well, we're banned on TikTok now.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Yes, as of this morning. Which I mean, anybody who is conservative or even conservative adjacent, if you choose to go onto TikTok, you just have to know that it's only a matter of time before you get banned for a few different reasons. TikTok is different than Instagram and Twitter and YouTube in the sense that content gets taken down when enough people report it.
Right.
Which is, I mean, anybody, like if it makes their tummy hurt, they'll report it, you know? So the thing about TikTok is if you have enough people reporting your content, the videos get taken down. Many times you can appeal them.
Yes.
And they'll get put back up, which we have many times. But if it's just the sheer volume of people reporting, and then eventually that will just snowball into, if you like get too many strikes with your videos taken down, your whole account will get banned.
It also seems like a leftist swamp, doesn't it? Like I don't know of any left-winged TikTok personalities who have had, such targeted campaign.
No, you said some stupid shit. There's plenty of TikTokers that are conservative, say stupid shit every day, and they are still there. TikTok does not give a shit unless it is seen as or deemed as hurtful and stupid. Now, of course, there's the little few or anything like that. But ma'am, you said some stupid shit. Dude, you sat there and agreed with her. So both of you all TikTok. Is nothing more, nothing less. I guess you guys are gonna continue to say stupid shit on your platform. So guess what? I'm just gonna continue to laugh at it. Make sure you like, subscribe. Peace.